You alright?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah. I feel like I'm at a job interview.
Just a busy day. Busy day. Lots of running around, representing the podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Busy stuff, legal stuff. Just went to pop to court to settle something, or to discuss something. We've been
For
accused.
fuck's sake.
Lots of accusations.
Right.
Top of the board. Get straight to it. We got a letter from some solicitors last week. And it's a cease and desist.
What have we got?
Apparently we have to
doing?
cease and desist.
Podcasting.
Do you remember Frank Burton?
Oh, God. Vaguely.
Ragbag podcast. Great podcast, bad host.
The Hitler guy.
Yeah, the guy who, quoted Mein Kampf and
Yeah.
did all those
Horrific
war
human
crimes.
being.
Yeah. He sent us this cease and desist. Well, he didn't. It was his uncle, who's apparently a legal whiz, according to this. Cease and desist letter. The letter, I'll just read it out. This letter is served upon due to unwarranted but accurate criticisms of the Ragbag podcast host, Frank Burton.
Okay.
And his oddly violent views to individuals over race and gender and children with disabilities. So we brought to light a few facts about Frank Burton that he's trying to sweep under the carpet. I don't know whether I'm meant to be reading this out, but all those race crimes that he openly admits to.
For years, and the whole Lenny Henry situation.
Yeah, well, yeah, it specifically goes on to mention that. In episode 138, Pig Flag Dairy Chuckers, you took an audio sample from Frank's audiobook 100 out of context, splicing in Hitler's speech at Festplatz Tempelhof, Berlin.
It's only out of context in that we didn't read out the rest of the chapters.
Well, that's the thing.
You're welcome to go and listen to them yourself. It's just as horrific.
Well, that's the thing. He said the problem was, apparently, we quoted it as being chapter 1 of the book, when apparently it comes in the later chapter entitled Hobbies and Interests. So we apparently misquoted the book.
Right.
It wasn't a problem that the main thing we were shocked at was what he had Hitler's speeches in all of his books.
Right,
but
okay.
The problem
got
was
the chapter number wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't find that much to be that much of a crime.
No.
We're promoting his book.
Yeah.
If you like Nazi propaganda, you'll love 100.
Yeah.
There you go, another plug. Why not? Furthermore, you placed a spotlight into an ongoing hate crime Mr. Burton is defending in court concerning Lenny Henry and Greta Thunberg. I didn't know about the Greta Thunberg thing.
She hadn't risen to prominence at the time of that podcast, had she?
No, I don't think we've ever mentioned Greta Thunberg, but apparently
not in that context, no.
Not in any. I didn't.
We've talked about her a little bit.
Yeah, but not about
not in the
Frank
context
Burton
of
harassing
race crimes.
Not him harassing her online.
No,
I didn't know that was a thing.
No,
but we're being accused of it, so we might as well look into it for next week.
Okay.
You must desist this character assassination at once, else myself and my gluten intolerant employees will be knocking on your door in the early hours of a Sunday morning, wielding sharp objects and wearing blackface. Weird threat. I'm not. One, you've told us your weakness, right? You're gluten intolerant.
Yeah.
So we'll just answer the door with a loaf of bread from now on. I don't know. How would you attack a gluten intolerant person? Obviously, they're not scared of bread.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like the most macho hitmen in the world if you're specifically recruiting the gluten. I mean, everyone deserves a job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
don't want to discriminate.
Yeah.
Not like Frank.
If they're like, yeah, exactly. Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
That is her name, isn't it? I can't remember. That's the activist climate person.
I don't know if it's Thrun or Thurn, but yeah, it's that person.
Something like that.
Yeah.
If you don't cease the aforementioned activity, a lawsuit will be commenced against you. There's a bunch more legal mumbo jumbo. Sincerely, Claude Burton, 10 King Road, Ipswich. I don't feel bad letting out his...
It's a German name,
Uncle
isn't
Claude. Probably. Austrian.
Could be French.
Could
be Austrian. Yeah.
Could be any number of things.
Yeah.
He's got a weird speech. I had to chat with him today. He talks like this.
Oh,
and
that's annoying.
So I don't know. I was going to try and read it in his voice, but I felt like that would be not taking this seriously, and obviously we're taking this very seriously.
Well, you don't want to be appearing to mock the guy that's
cease and desisting us.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much of this is actually Frank, or it's just because it's his uncle. I don't know whether his uncle's just taken particular offence.
Yeah.
Since I got this letter, last week, and then was at court today, but he released an episode about us, openly threatening us. Since then, which
I got your message.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, I'm much busier than Frank Burton, so I just haven't got around to.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's a great episode. It's a good episode, better than normal.
We never said the podcast was bad.
No, the podcast is good, but this one's even better because it's got less Frank and we're in it.
Great.
So, and it's not an ego thing. It's not that it's good because we're in it. Sorry, it's good because there's less Frank Burton in it.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have somebody else in. That's why whenever he has an interview guest on, I just skip all the times he speaks.
Just fair.
Just makes it more interesting.
Because he plays good music. Well,
good music.
Good music is played. I don't know if he plays it.
No, I don't know. But it's just every time he speaks, he seems to get into some kind of violent racist rage.
Yeah.
And I can't really get into it.
Well,
so
we don't endorse that.
No, so we'll
Unless
have a look.
he pays us, like the last time, in which case we will. But, briefly.
Give him a little promote. Promote the podcast, not the man.
Yeah.
I think that's what we do.
Yeah, separate art from artist.
Yeah, some artists. What did he took a quote from me. I think I said he had a lack of personality and a bad show. I think he sampled that. Sampled that as being like a regular thing.
Yeah.
Also the Hitler thing, I think.
Yeah.
Well, he obviously samples lots of Hitler's speeches, but in this one, he was sampling
everyone draws inspiration from their heroes.
Yeah. It's just, luckily, hopefully, he's very lonely.
What is it like? Impersonation is the sincerest form of flattery, or something like that. Whether that's like learning your favourite song or like killing millions of Jews.
Yeah. Frank, please stop. That's my only advice.
Cease and desist.
Yeah, you're sending us a cease and desist letter. I think maybe should go the other way.
I just realised I'm so shocked by this whole thing. I'm horrifically overexposed. I just need to adjust that.
Okay, you're overexposed.
Yeah. Bees.
As in there was too much light being let into the aperture.
Oh, much more normal shade of skin now. That's what Burton does to you.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, it's a good podcast. It's good music. And to be fair, because there's very few podcasts that I get into, really. Because there's so many. And especially when I'm trying to like root through more startup podcasts or more unknown local English podcasts, especially. I just don't know that many UK podcasts.
No.
But a lot of them tend to be quite difficult to listen to. As in, they're just not in the same category of podcast as ours.
Yeah.
And like we said before, like I guess we're a comedy podcast, but the only reason I say that is because all the podcasts we listen to are done by professional stand-up comedians, and they're this kind of format of chat and talk about stuff, rather than specific targeted areas.
Yeah,
we don't script anything that we do. It's just, if anything, it's kind of like a documentation of a friendship. Really, I guess is a way of putting it. But that's a weird genre tag.
Yeah,
SoundCloud doesn't have that tag.
The problem I'm having at the minute is that if I'm getting into something different, or if I'm reinvigorating something, like at the minute I'm trying to like play and sing and all that stuff again, so I'll go to like kind of artist specific podcasts talking about that kind of stuff, and it just kind of like pulls you back into the into that bubble, I guess. But I'm too like, apart from like interview podcasts like Joe Rogan and stuff like that, where I can kind of jump in and out quite happily. I find myself like being like a real completionist with a lot of stuff. Like Bill's podcast and stuff. Like listened to pretty much every one since 2012, 2011, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
And like I'll drop it for a period of time while I'm into something else, and I'll come back to it and be like, fuck, I've got like 15 episodes to listen to or whatever. And like it's but I listen to so many now that it's just become a burden. So I've had to kind of like put aside that whole kind of completionist mentality of just being like, just fucking listen to it if you want to listen to it. Like you don't have to. It's not
more
Coronation
difficult for
Street.
yourself.
You haven't missed what's happened. If you have, like, just go and listen to that one. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, trying to find a good podcast is and Ragbag is a good podcast. It's enjoyable. It is funny.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he doesn't write it. I'm assuming somebody else does. But it's interesting. It's good to listen to good music. And then it's just like listening to a radio show, doing something when you're working on something in the background, and you get little snippets of funny.
Like imagine listening to a radio show being presented by someone you don't like.
But gets all the materials written for him by somebody far more.
So like, have you ever seen?
Racist.
Exactly. So like, if it's potential that you've seen a film with an actor in it that you really, really don't like, but the film's really good.
Yeah. So this isn't a put down of Ragbag podcast.
No,
it's just we're more highlighting the war criminal that is Frank Burton.
Yeah.
So some people don't know who Frank Burton is. Let's just so I've got a segment. Okay.
Did you make that?
Yeah. Oh no, not for the listeners. That's a burning cross in a front garden.
Yeah.
With Frank Burton with the text Frank Burton next to it. No, I found that online. That's
that video is readily available for Susan to download and use as she wishes.
Yep, whenever.
Jesus Christ.
Admittedly, there was some problems trying to do it. The whole website seemed to crash, but it got through in the end. So who is Frank Burton?
Okay.
I think he's a self-proclaimed writer. He says he's written 3 books or something. From memory, one of them's 100. He writes blogs on his websites. frankburton.co.uk if you want to go and figure it out and try and understand it a little bit.
There's a healthy waste of time.
He's famously not epileptic. That's his claim to fame. Right. He was misdiagnosed as an epileptic.
Why?
Because they looked into him, right, and they saw there's absolutely no personality here. Maybe we can put some epilepsy in.
Maybe that'll make him more interesting.
Yeah. But no, apparently not.
I mean,
he's got some kind of
give people something interesting to talk about. Like
and it's not that I just think it's interesting that he regularly states, or he has famously stated, that he's not epileptic, almost as if that's another group that he wants to prejudicize. He wants to fight against. He's also got a medical obsession with Al Pacino films. In all fairness, he's got a medical condition. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I think he does state it, but and his treatment for that is naming Al Pacino films.
Right.
He doesn't take life seriously.
So he's not a doctor.
No. Some other notes. These might have been taken from his website. These are just comments that his audience have sent me. I think he laughs at starving children and drone strikes. Any drone strike on YouTube, he's there laughing away.
Yeah.
What a great guy.
I think a lot of people have guilty pleasures on YouTube. Like, I know a lot of people have gone and watched like beheading videos and things like that.
Yeah.
But they've been like, that's weird, I'm not watching that again.
He's promoting it.
Yeah.
He's retweeting all the drone strikes he finds. Two actual victims, families of the victims.
Oh, nice.
Exactly. And there's the reason why he's...
Hashtag drone strike. Hashtag bye, Dad.
Hashtag ha ha ha. It's not surprising that he stepped down from social media recently, obviously because of all this controversy.
Step down, push down?
Banned, something like that. But he's no longer on social media.
Good.
But I message him directly in order to to try and pull him down off the edge, really. Just
it's like a charitable act?
No, I just think
an
that
illegal action.
They say some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
I want to watch Frank Burton burn.
By helping him.
It's keeping him alive.
Oh, right, okay.
Making sure he's still in, making sure he still gets all the invites. It's one of those things,
yeah. So you keep torturing them and then they die and you bring them back to life so you can keep torturing them.
Something like that. I don't even feel like we've been torturing him.
No. Well,
it's more he's doing it to himself.
Like, we've shone a spotlight. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Something like that.
Well, not even that. In the book, like with the instance of the book, he paid us to shine a spotlight.
Exactly.
He was a sponsor.
Ego.
It's not our fault.
That's what it is. Other things, he cries when people tell Game of Thrones jokes.
Well...
Something's wrong with him.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, that to me makes me think something's really wrong.
Yeah.
If you cry whenever someone tells a joke within the universe of a television show, no matter what the joke is, no matter how good the joke is or how bad the joke is, you openly weep.
Yeah.
I just feel like that there's something going on inside of you that Al Pacino can't fix.
Oh, yeah. But that seemed... I would have thought that would have been evident by now.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah. It just gets more disturbing.
Okay.
He likes EastEnders. And that's it. Those are all the comments that I've got.
Right.
So if you're friends with him, if you know him, I'm just saying, sometimes it takes an outside perspective in order to shine a light on somebody's demons.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Frank Burton is going to wield woe everywhere he goes, everywhere he wanders. Let's have 3 W's in there. Why not? See, writer, apparently.
www.
frankburton.co.uk.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the end of the Frank Burton segment.
Good. Susan, what a bitch.
Oh, yeah. I can take this off now. Jesus Christ. Costume drama.
Oh. I was wondering how long you'd be wearing that for.
Yeah, not very long.
Yeah, no, it's going to be hot.
Even when it's freezing and stormy outside.
Yeah.
Steve just cooks his house.
This room's not that bad.
Yeah, but I'm Sub-Zero really most of the time. Your role-playing character's name is Colder. I'm colder. Yes, you are.
Calder with an A.
Oh.
That was a long time ago. I thought he was dead.
Yeah, we haven't been back for a long time.
No.
But yeah, that's all joking aside. It was quite funny actually.
Yeah.
The ragbag thing.
Yeah, no, I
feel like we went in a bit hard. I just made some notes. I was like, oh, we'll make this a bit more lighthearted when we tell it. And as I'm telling it, I'm like, none of us are laughing, and this is.
and roll in the cross.
I think that set the tone. It's like, oh God, oh dear. But yeah, I felt pretty bad about making fun of his medical condition.
Yeah,
actually, I can't remember what it's called. But he did a BBC Ouch video at Edinburgh Fringe.
I watched that. It's quite good actually. For Frank Burton. But like it's not like anxiety or something, is it? I can't remember what it is.
I don't think so. I think it's just a thing that happens.
Yeah.
It's a seizure-related thing.
Yeah.
But he recovers from it by focusing his mind.
Yeah, and the naming Al Pacino films was a way to kind of like...
keep him engaged.
Yeah, almost like regain a rhythm, I think.
But yeah, Frank Burton's cool. It's just fun to make fun.
Fun to make fun.
But yeah, it was really weird hearing an episode dedicated to us.
Yeah.
I mean, it was titled Pulling Teeth. So it was just like, one of those weird, I'm calling them champagne moments, I said before.
Yeah.
Before we started recording. Moments that shouldn't exist, like Slipknot festivals on a boat. It's just something that in my mind just goes, that doesn't exist. I've imagined that, but it's actually real. And Robert Paul Champagne, another person who shouldn't exist, but does, and is all for it. So yeah, champagne moments. Yeah, it was a weird champagne moment. Felt cool. Reignited the beef as well. I mean, that was 138. I think I said.
It was a long time ago. Was it one?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, we're in
like the 70s now.
I thought we'd let it go. I thought like it's been pretty quiet for a while. I thought like, well, you said your piece, we've said our piece. Hitler had a bit, and then that's it. I think let sleeping dogs lie, Frank.
But I think for us as well, like I think the podcast recently has gone through supercharged moments and then kind of tail off moments.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, I was thinking about it today actually. I think about a lot of stuff on the day we record. I think about it today actually. I wouldn't say that we half-arse this.
No.
But I think we do, as in we're not putting our full time into the podcast at the moment just because we're doing lots of other things.
Yeah.
When we are here, we are switched on and we're giving it our all. But yeah, outside of it, so what I would say is probably 8 hours a week on average we may spend dedicated to the podcast.
Yeah.
We could do much more, but at the moment we're doing other things and we're kind of busy. It's maintenance at the moment.
Yeah.
And this did feel like a nice little jolt of
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because we do enjoy doing this stuff. It's just we're very busy.
This guy's a bastard.
Well, just the idea of the few. I mean, I still need to figure out the temperature that I need to go in at. You know what I mean? Like,
I think you had it right the first time. Maybe I think I put the bar quite low. The next time.
Yeah, I think mine was just making up surreal stories about Lenny Henry.
Mine was no. This guy is literally Hitler.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
and then I thought just. This was me. I just woke up and wrote some stuff.
I mean, KKK.
There you go.
Yeah.
Frank Burton.
Keeping the bar there.
Well, I had to because of you. We had to continue the reference. That's less offensive than Hitler's speech being in all of his writings.
Particularly to...
kind of like, angling up.
Yeah, to audio listeners. Because to them, that's just jolly music.
Jolly music with a burning cross in the yard. Yeah, why not? But kind of ignited a few more ideas. I mean, we've been saying for a while we should get interview guests on, but just scheduling our time alone is getting a bit more and more difficult as we're getting busier. So we kind of went like, you know what? Unless it's very convenient, we're not going to really push interviews anymore. But I think Frank Burton has earned a good bit of extra interview time, if anything, just to confront him about all of his accusations and his...
Yeah, then we can both wear a suit.
He defeats pigeons. Not as in he beats them in chess. Right. He removes their feet because he likes to see them struggle. Oh. They have the hope of flight, and then when they come to land, he takes slow motion video with his iPhone 10, which he only buys because slaves build them. Suicidal slaves build the iPhone 10. Does the slow-mo thing just to giggle to himself. And then he posts it onto his Drone Strike website. Drone Strike's a great word. I only discovered it through Frank Burton. Drone Strike is an amazing thing to be
obsessed with.
Yeah, it's great. Because obviously you got like, he hurts animals. Like, that's like that. That's like, that's over now.
Yeah.
That's accepted. But Drone Strike.
In my free time, I enjoy Drone Strike.
It's just a great word.
There's a lot of drama to it.
There's a lot of consequence.
Yeah.
To it. But that was it was a weird champagne moment. It was cool. So may try and see. Yeah, Frank Burton has earned an interview place, I think. It's just a case of we need to figure out a time within ourselves, and he's up for one. Yeah. So I just need to try and figure something out.
Where's he based? Hamburg?
He's based on the Supremacist Lane. I think 10 King Road was 10 King Road, Ipswich. For those who don't know, that's an Alan Partridge reference. 10 King Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose I'm not going to ask where he lives, like on a podcast.
Yeah. But we can figure out a neutral location.
Yeah.
To maybe sort something out. But we'll figure out
if we could record a podcast in like a service station.
I want to do a derelict warehouse.
Yeah.
Or a derelict industrial building.
Suits, briefcases.
Yeah. And just be sat at opposite ends of a really long room.
Yeah.
Just with microphone leads, so we don't have to talk to
with our backs turned to each other. I still want to do it through glass with the phones.
Yeah, that would be the best, but I don't think we could. Did try to look into that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much.
Hire a prison.
Yeah, would you mind? Well, there's prison escape rooms. I don't know whether they'd be up for us hiring one out for 2 hours.
Maybe.
Just even if it's through the bars.
Yeah.
We're in the prison because we didn't cease and desist. He's on the other side. We're just podcasting.
Still with sound bites.
Yeah. Big screens. Fucking burning crosses. I mean, that might work. I might look into something like that.
Yeah.
That could be cool. But yeah. Just once again, to tell that off, that was pretty cool. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
And lots of fun. So yeah. And Ragbag is generally, as we've said many times, a good podcast.
Yeah.
They're well worth listening to. And no matter what we say, you should make your own opinion about Frank Burton.
Yeah. Just understand that he's terrible.
Some people like drone strikes.
Yep.
Into the news. This week, I read this one before I think after we recorded last time or just before, and I teased it to you, but I didn't want to tell you what it was because I wanted to save it for right now.
I might have read it.
Maybe?
I saw something the day after. I was like, that could be That could be it. I wasn't on the hunt for it, but go on.
Basically, there's a dog collar that translates your dog's barks into swear words.
Oh, okay. No, that wasn't it.
So every time your dog barks, someone says, motherfucker. Every time it barks. Again, that's great. I love that. That's brilliant. I'm not going to get it because it will confuse my dog. But I like the idea of somebody having subtitles for a dog that translate barking into, I think it's F asterisk asterisk asterisk. It could with like 6 after them. So I thought it was fuck, but there's too many asterisks.
Oh, I know
so it
what
could
that
just
is.
be faggot.
Yeah.
Which seems, that's weirdly don't turn it into a hate crime.
Yeah.
Don't turn your dog into a hate crime. But afterwards it's got S with 6 asterisks after it. What the hell's that? I'm assuming it's just fucking shit, but they don't know how to count asterisks. Or maybe I've misunderstood how asterisks are used.
No, that is right. They represent a letter.
Yeah. S,
right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shite. No, shites. Maybe it means shites.
Yeah.
And motherfucker. The cuss collar is currently only on sale in America, with many Brits hoping it will soon be sold in the UK. The dog collar was produced by MSCHF, the same company behind the toaster bath bomb. Bath bomb. That was a toaster.
Looks like a toaster.
They've said that's controversial. I don't know if it's controversial.
It's funny. Like, it doesn't actually kill people.
No, and it's not making light of suicide in that form, because it's just suicide by toaster is not that. Is that current? Is that regular? Is that a big suicide killer?
I don't know.
Trying to be toast.
It's one of those things that you still see referenced in movies a lot.
Yeah, but now it's usually like, and I've seen people die in the bath from electricity.
Yeah,
but it's been from like when they've been charging their phone from the mains,
something stupid,
and it's gone in the bath and they've died from that. I've seen that recently, but I haven't seen a toaster. You could argue it's controversial because it's making light of suicide, but I don't. For some reason, toaster suicide doesn't feel respected. You know what I mean? It's more like that's ridiculous.
It just makes me think of Groundhog Day.
Does he toaster himself?
Yeah, there's a bit. Yeah, because he goes and gets it from the hotel kitchen and just walks upstairs with it, and then all the lights go out.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that film in a while. Oh. Saw a clip from it the other day.
You've seen it once. You've seen it 1,000 times.
Hey. Well done. Yeah, I'd like a toaster bath bomb. I've got no problem with that. In other news, a surfer fought off a great white shark by punching it and telling it to fuck off.
Well, what else can you do?
Well, the thing is, obviously, I would respect that title. I would enjoy it. I wouldn't enjoy it as much, right? But I'd understand it more if it was just surfer fought off great white shark by punching it. Mm. It's implying that by telling it to fuck off,
that had an effect.
Exactly. Don't have to hassle. It's first thing in the morning. Punch me in the face, fine. But you don't have to resort to verbal violence.
Yeah. No.
It's kind of, it's good. It's a bad pill.
Yeah. Like, like if you went downstairs and made yourself breakfast and it just started hurling abuse at you.
Yeah.
Like,
if you went to say hello to your dog and it called you a cunt.
Which with the collar, it could.
It can. This takes things to another level. But
I hope if they bring that colour over here, I hope they give it a British accent.
But which British accent?
Any.
I heard a Bristolian recently. I think they're called Bristolians.
All right, not that one.
I haven't met many Bristolians, right? But the Bristol accent or the West Country accent.
Well, there's a couple. There's a Bristol accent that's very kind of clean and fairy tale and well read, and it doesn't have that whole carrot cruncher thing to it. And then
carrot cruncher.
Yeah, that's what they.
That's a hate term. Those are some strong. It's like what is it? The other one that got me was the Portuguese derogatory term for gay people is maricón, and that's got some energy behind it. Some horrible energy behind it. Just as carrot cruncher.
You never heard that term?
No. But I come from London, where everybody is accepted
and everybody's a cunt
and everyone's blown up. I didn't really never really got the whole different areas boo. Apart from, by default, I thought that the only motorway in the world was the M25. That was my thing. I got to uni.
It's the only one you'd ever been on.
No, I've been on other ones because when I was at uni, like obviously we take the motorways to come up here. But like I thought that the motorway was the M25.
Yeah. Well, you get on the M25.
All others were A roads.
And then you take the M25 to Birmingham. And then from Birmingham, you take the M25 to Stoke.
Yeah. I was a weird, stubborn, arrogant kid, just for many different reasons. But hopefully I'm over that now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I am. But I just remember being really stubborn about it.
In an office on a Sunday.
I was in court. Defending the podcast.
I'm just not dedicated enough.
But yeah, it's really stubborn. And someone was telling me that the M1 was a motorway. I was like, no, it's not. It is. M stands for motorway. No, it doesn't. It's an A road. Well, the M1, just me being just.
Yeah.
I wonder what that was. I should look into that a little bit more. But there was definitely a lot of. I got it from a number of different places, but I don't know why I didn't consciously do it. It's just a weird stubbornness thing that I would have. I had a friend who would have arguments for no reason.
Well, I definitely had a period of time when I was younger where I was reluctant to admit that I was wrong about things. Did you ever have that?
But probably as what? Yeah. Well, it wasn't. I wanted to admit I was wrong, although I probably didn't. Admit I was wrong, but it was more just like I just didn't want to. I just wanted to stonewall something, and it was just I was just full of anger and rage from numerous sources.
Yeah,
and was just like it was just more like getting my back up at loads of different moments. So no matter what the conversation, I remember I got in a 4-hour argument with somebody that I think Bruce Lee's son was in a film, and I was like, no, he isn't. I was like, no. Just no.
Yeah.
And it was just me trying, but it was just aggression just coming out.
Yeah.
In unproductive ways, and it was just like so I would do that a lot. I used to do it with motorways. Yeah. Sorry, this shark got told to fuck off. Nick Minogue from New Zealand was bitten by a shark on Saturday. He told the Herald, "I was just paddling along, got hit on the side of my elbow and forearm. By the time I realised what was going on, its teeth were definitely latched onto the front section of the board." Mr. Minogue, 60, said he heard sharks don't like being punched in the nose or eye. I heard a rumour that sharks don't like being punched in the eye. As if, no, they love it.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. There's certain creatures that just love getting punched in the eye.
Yeah, I don't think you'll find any animal that does like that.
I just heard that they don't like it. So actually I shouted at it, "Fuck off!" I went to punch it in the eye, but I missed. I pulled my fist back and shouted, "Fuck off!" again, and got it right smack bang in the eye. It had quite a big eye, about 3 knuckles.
3 of whose knuckles?
His knuckles.
It's still quite a big eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bigger than our eye, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's a great white shark.
Yeah.
It's going to have bigger eyes. It was one of those eyes that looked up and rolled up. He finished by saying, "I've still got an arm and fingers. It could have been a lot worse."
Well,
I'm assuming
only if you've got an arm. Where's your other one?
Exactly. That's the thing. There's no mention before that he's only got one arm.
Right.
So I'm assuming he means I've still got both arms.
Yeah.
But he risked one arm by punching the face of a shark. So he could have lost his arm if he punched it in the throat. Or something like that. If it hit the teeth or something, it could have been ripped off.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I heard the gills was a big one.
Yeah. Punch him in the gills.
Well, I think that's what... I think when dolphins attack them, they go for the gills or something like that.
I'm not sure.
I was reading this story...
Have you got the agility of a dolphin?
Oh, well, definitely not with my nose. No, I read the story. This guy that was... he was doing like a north to south coast swim in in the States or something like that. I'm probably completely wrong about the location, but he was doing this swim, and it was to raise money for the preservation of bottlenose dolphins. And partway through the swim,
he got attacked by bottlenose dolphins.
There was a shark following him,
creeping from reef to reef,
middle of the water. Yeah, and all of these dolphins showed up and surrounded him and warded off the shark for like miles and miles and miles until the shark was gone, and then they all fucked off. Like, it was just quite ironic that it was just like raising money for the dolphins, and the dolphins are here to help.
The dolphins are at his back.
Yeah,
they wanted that funding. It was corrupt corporate dolphins who were looking for more funding for their business ventures. Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, so punch a shark in the eye and tell it to fuck off.
Yeah,
and it'll fuck off. New segment actually.
Oh,
there's no sound.
Oh, okay.
Let's start that one again. Waterfowl.
Oh my god.
For the listeners, that was a bunch of ducks doing action hero stuff like landing on water and ducking underwater and being put into pancakes.
Being in a pancake, yeah.
It's my time, it's my time.
I'm going to have to turn that one down.
Chinese officials are on standby to deploy an army of ducks to Pakistan in order to help their neighbours fight their locust problem.
All right.
So Pakistan is overwhelmed with locusts, and an army, 100,000 specially raised duck are being sent.
Well, is it not going to now be overwhelmed with ducks?
Especially trained.
Well,
they'll know the retreat command.
Oh right, okay. So you can pull them out. You can tell them to.
Well, the thing is, eating duck is more acceptable than eating locusts.
Pull back. Yeah, I guess.
So you can always just harvest the army of ducks.
Yeah. It's just if you send a load of birds to a place where food is beyond plentiful, they will breed like fuck, won't they?
Yeah, but that's good for duck farmers.
I guess. Yeah. Only if they relocate to Pakistan or wherever the hell it was. Was it Pakistan?
You're right. We should just let Pakistan drown in locust.
No, I'm much more in favour of ducks than locusts.
Yeah.
I don't know how ducks affect you. Like locusts affect your crops. I don't know how. I'm not sure if ducks do.
Ducks affect your bath.
Yeah.
So you can rubberize them, militarize them. Ducks are very variable, very various. We've got a lot of range. They're being expected sent to Pakistan later this year to combat a desert locust outbreak. Yeah. Chinese researchers have described the ducks as biological weapons.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're biological weapons.
Well, you are weaponizing them against locusts.
Sure.
And they are biological.
But isn't mustard gas also a biological weapon?
Because it affects your biology.
Yeah, but so does a bullet, right?
Yeah.
I always thought biological weapon was poison. I guess.
Well, I thought it was like disease, like unleashing a virus or something.
That would be biological warfare, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That was it? I can't remember where it was, but somewhere, Iraq, Iran, something like that, had threats of using biological weapons recently. Within the last couple of years.
Oh, right, okay.
And that was like a big cease and desist. America was like, no. Or UK was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, but we like biological weapons. I just never thought that... it's weird to put ducks in the same bracket as mustard gas.
Yeah.
And viruses.
Yeah.
A virus of duck.
It's not the kind of context you consider when you're just feeding them at the park.
Yeah.
That's a very dangerous animal.
And it's probably the best way to deal with the locust infestation, because what the other solution is pesticide, naturally. Isn't it?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Might as well throw some ducks at it. If you can throw ducks at a problem, you haven't got a problem anymore.
No.
My marriage is falling apart.
It's like that.
I had to divorce him. He was using biological warfare.
But it's like that thing in France. Anytime tennis season comes around, they get like the bird wranglers in, who've got like trained eagles.
Yeah,
and they let like 10 of them out around the city, and they don't kill all the pigeons, but they send them all into hiding because the pigeons are fucking terrified of them, obviously, and it just kind of clears them off the streets.
And that's biological warfare as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I imagine so.
New term.
Same kind of context, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like using one animal to take care of another.
Yeah. One duck is able to eat more than 200 locusts a day.
Do it.
That'll have an effect.
Yeah.
And Lou Lizzie, a senior researcher with the Zhejiang Academy, sorry, there was too many I's, of Agricultural Sciences, who's in charge of the project, a trial to gauge the duck's locust-eating prowess, will begin later this year. So they're especially trained locust assassins ducks. It's going to solve the problem. Oh yeah. So that was that.
So loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, I didn't think the music would work in that video at all, but it really grew on me. Just ducks with that music. This feels cool.
Yeah.
And lastly, from me, 3 people have been killed after dry ice was poured into a swimming pool during a birthday.
Have you ever watched videos of that?
Of people dying by dry ice?
Of people
Not
throwing
Frank
dry
Burton
ice
probably
into
has.
like bodies of water?
No.
No, it's explosive.
Oh, really?
Like you drop
like
it
magnesium.
in and it's like it properly kind of like goes up. and then if that shatters and goes up, all the bits that land back in the pool then explode as well. So it's like a cluster bomb. Do the same with like solid sodium, I think,
Happy
or something
birthday.
like that. I
Yeah.
watched someone skipping that across a river.
Magnesium, I think, was the big one. We had one. It was one of those GCSE science things. We didn't use magnesium. We used something, and it was like, oh, magnesium really explodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, throw it in a swimming pool that people are swimming in. Go for it.
Fucking stupid.
The victims were celebrating the 29th birthday of Instagram influencer Yekaterina Didenko.
And 29th and final.
About 25 kilograms of dry ice was tipped into the pool. 25 kilograms isn't that heavy, but it must be held in some kind of container that's going to be temperature proof, right?
25
if it was in a
kilos
barrel,
is a lot of dry ice.
Man, hang on,
That's like a bucket full.
is dry
at
ice
least.
cold?
Like,
I can't remember.
yes.
Yeah, I've seen people with it and they've got like thermal gloves on to...
Yeah.
do
Where
it.
it can give, it's cold, it can burn you if you touch
Right.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
give you like that cold burn.
It's like frozen carbon dioxide, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's frozen. So to be tipped in, when I heard that, I imagined a dump truck.
Yeah.
But I imagine you can tip it in from like a box that you can just lift
Yeah.
with gloves on and that, and then boom! Oh, isn't this cool? Everyone's dead. It was dropped into the pool with the intention of creating a visual effect to impress the guests. They were in the pool.
Fucking.
Get out of the pool! Get out of the pool! But people inside the pool began to choke and lose consciousness. Several people were injured, including Mr. Denko's husband.
Oh, so did it just... It didn't explode,
So
it just...
I don't know whether it exploded, but it created a visual effect. But the problem was, it's like, I think it's pure carbon dioxide.
Yeah, so anything...
So you can't breathe.
Yeah.
So
and the
people-
last thing you want when you're swimming is to not be able to
fall
breathe.
unconscious.
I can't breathe under the water. I can't breathe out of the water.
Yeah, and her husband was one of them. That's right. Several people were injured during the stunt, including her husband, who is reportedly among the dead. So several people. I don't know whether injured and dead are the same brackets. Either he's injured.
Well, he's
or
dead. He's dead. There's nothing we can do about him. Like the injured people, that's the serious bit.
Yeah, but he's injured and among the dead.
Well, you were injured
Could be in
before
two
you were
places.
dead. Surely.
Maybe.
Even if it was a car crash and it's pretty instant, there's a brief second where you count as injured, and then the rest of the time you're dead.
It's a weird identity politics
Yeah.
bracket. I'm not dead. I'm injured.
I don't identify as being dead.
The cause of the deaths is not yet known. I think it was all that dry ice. But the vapor can cause an elevated level of carbon dioxide in the blood,
Yeah.
which released in an inadequately ventilated space. Russia isn't looking into the incident.
Oh, that good. Good.
Wherever it
This is a
happened,
very efficient way of killing them.
looked amazing. Mr. Denko is a qualified pharmacist who shares tips on how to save money on pharmaceutical products through her Instagram page. So she's an Instagram influencer,
Yeah.
pharmacist,
Yeah.
who gassed her guests with ice.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Great pharmacist.
Yeah, I don't know why, but and there's no particular reason why, but she should know that dry ice shouldn't be, ingested. I feel like a pharmacist would know that more than an average person.
Well, I just think a pharmacist would have an inherent respect for chemicals.
Yeah, they just have a bit more knowledge of people like to breathe.
Yeah.
Especially at birthday parties.
Yeah. I don't know about this, and I don't really know a lot about this, so it's probably best not to mess with it.
Yeah.
At least until I know more.
Birthday parties as well. I don't know whether it's just that it's not just that I've gotten older, but I don't know. I've never really been a huge guy about parties. I'm a social being and I like doing that, but I think there's something weird about this is all about me.
Yeah.
Just feels strange.
I always liked having them when we were at my mum and dad's because it was like a nice place, like having like a fire in the field and spending time with friends all night and all that stuff. But I don't know if this is true from an outside perspective, but I tried. It was always just more of like it's a gathering of a bunch of people who haven't seen each other in a while and I haven't seen in a while, and it's just going to be a fun night. Like it was. I didn't think they were ever like really kind of.
Yeah, it was more just a reason for people up and down the country to meet in the middle.
Yeah,
who knew each other from uni in different aspects. But we'll just get together and do something.
But I never really did the whole like, oh, now everybody sing.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, or balloons.
Sing a song with my name in it.
Just balloons, cake.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just feels strange. But people fucking love it. I
get it for kids. I think for
Well, I've got the people that I know that hire out a hall and do like a big shindig like with a disco and that kind of stuff.
And again, I think maybe for like milestone birthdays, like I don't mind it so much.
I guess it makes more sense the more people you know that are more spread out around the place. Because then you're like, oh, it's an excuse to see that guy who lives in Scotland. He'll come down for the weekend. Yeah. That kind of thing. Rather than, just like, how about we just do a podcast?
Yeah.
Just get together and do something normal. It's an excuse to go out of your way to do more things.
Yeah.
To do something bigger with more people, I guess.
Yeah.
But just don't choke your guests to death.
No. No.
I'm sure Frank Burton, really enjoyed watching that as well. Not quite a drone strike, but, it's another biological weapon. She could have just as easily poured a bucket load of ducks in that pool, and just as many people would have died. Yeah, dry ice must be a biological weapon.
Yeah, I mean, does a duck know the difference between like a locust and maybe a very large locust?
And an Instagram influencer.
Yeah.
200 locusts probably build up a person.
Yeah, sure. That
probably depends how big the locust is.
That makes sense with physics and all that.
Yeah.
Size of a duck, size of a person, 200 locusts. That'll work.
Yeah, it'll work.
Yeah.
Just more time. That's the sequel of Snatch. Snatch 1 was pigs.
Yeah.
Snatch 2 is ducks. Oh, went to the cinema.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Something of note. Saw Parasite.
Oh, how was it? Because I
knew nothing going in
this time round.
Yeah, won load of awards. It doesn't feel like an Oscar film.
No.
The acting in it is really good.
Yeah.
And the story's fun. But I knew absolutely nothing going into it. I assumed it was some kind of coronavirus film.
Yeah, ironic.
Yeah, I thought that's just what it was. But yeah, it was. It's another one of those films that I found hilarious. Maybe not everyone else did, but I'm so confident, just exactly the same as I was in Joker. This is played to be funny.
Yeah,
like he's walked into a glass door. That isn't to make it dramatic.
Yeah,
it's it's meant to be slapstick comedy, which is related to the darker side of his personality, but it's still slapstick comedy.
Yeah,
and it makes you laugh. And there's moments in Parasite that were really good, that were really funny. It's a good film, weird film. I say weird film just because it kind of ends.
Yeah.
But it's entertaining and good acting in it and it's good.
I think Joker is the only kind of Oscar-y film that I watched.
Yeah, that's why I think they won a lot of awards, because it's a good film, but it didn't feel like it was the type of film to get an Oscar, is what I would say. As in, it felt very Tartan Asian Extreme. That's what it was called, wasn't it? That production company that did Audition, Battle Royale.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you talking about Parasite still?
Yeah, Parasite.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That was it. Tartan Asian Extreme.
Oh, I don't know.
It was like I don't know, but it was a group of films.
Yeah.
That were kind of like,
I know about Audition.
I think like Japanese horror.
Yeah.
They were kind of like that kind of thing. It's had elements of that in it, but it was cool. It was an enjoyable film.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just a weird ending, I think. So I'm interested to see what other people think. But yeah, it's worth a watch.
Cool.
The other film I might watch is 1917 because
that looks ace.
Yeah, it's just one of those films that I go like, if I could have seen Saving Private Ryan in the cinema, I would have liked to have seen it in the cinema. So like, maybe I can go watch 1917.
I don't tend to clamour to see like war films and stuff. Not get anything against them. It's just not like never top priority. But from a filmmaker's perspective, that film just looks really interesting.
Yeah,
because it's all constructed as like a one shot.
Oh, really?
Like
I know nothing about it.
Yeah,
I saw it was still on. So I might go watch that.
Like start to finish. Like it's not. It's just very cleverly made.
Birdman.
But yeah. But in Birdman, it's really obvious where the edits are.
Yeah.
If you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, but then that's relatively old, I guess. So they could have perfected that technology.
Yeah, well,
by 1917.
The crazy one was one called Russian Ark, and that was a whole period piece. I think it was all set in one mansion. It was like 2.5 hours long, and it was all literally one shot. And I was like, "Fuck, making that film." Like I watched it, I got no real interest in what's going on anything, but it was just like I got no interest in ever making anything like that. Like so it's a lot of pressure to get a take right that's like a couple of minutes long, let alone fucking like.
Well, that's when you go like professional actors.
Yeah,
you'd imagine plays. People who've done that's all a play is, right? Is 2.5 hours of straight acting, but then you've got all the technical side of everything all being professional, and you'd expect them to be all professional.
I guess.
So it feels doable,
even
but
as
it's
an actor though, like. If you're an actor on stage and you fuck up a line, you can still kind of repair that because it's not being used for anything. Like but if you fuck up a line during that, everybody has to start again.
Yeah.
Like we can't have any fuck ups. Like that's.
But at least you got the budget for it. I mean, do you know Tony Hinchcliffe?
Yeah,
a comedian. His stand-up special was one shot.
Yeah.
I think I did from memory. I think there was one kind of edit in there, but it was from the same one show, and I feel like that's almost more risky.
Yeah,
because you've only got the one. Maybe some comedians do 2 nights. I think the most I've ever heard is 4 nights they'll record and then make the special out of those 4 edits. Yeah, so you've got like 4 attempts.
Yeah, you just wear the same thing every night, and yeah.
But if you're doing one shot, then you've just got one. You got 4 attempts, and that's it.
I prefer that with stand up, to be honest. I think like I like.
It's more. It's
like seeing a live show.
Yeah, but I think the special is more than the live show.
Yeah,
right? It's like I've been to live shows that were better than the special that came out of it, but I feel like that would be interesting if that was like just a side thing that always happened. Something like Hot Water Comedy Club in Liverpool. YouTube's out all their performers. It was like, oh, that's kind of interesting because you get to check in every now and then and see what people are up to. But if you're doing an hour-long special, it feels like it's more of a film. But you go like, no, this is meant to, everything's tightened to be perfect. Yeah. And then that's the finished product out there. Yeah. I'd agree with you if you go to see a comedy show to see someone working something out, that'd be really cool just to see a live stream or a one shot of that. But yeah, if you were trying to do like a one big finale, I feel like that's what more kind of stand-up specials are for. Yeah. But yeah, should go to the cinema. Should go outside more. Should do more things. Yeah. Trying to, but 1, just busyness. 2, procrastination. There's just not enough time to do what I want to do. Yeah. I need to get back I really need to get back in the gym just for, not even for health reasons, just mental. I just enjoy going. And it's just, I haven't got the time.
But the more I think about it, the more I just think my passions kind of come in seasons. Like I think, I think, like it's much easier to be able to like concentrate on kind of one thing at a time and do it right. Like whether I'm doing music or filmmaking or something like that. And most people work like that.
Sorry, I reckon we agree completely. Right. God, 3 meals. No, I mean, but I think I see it as your passions are your passions, as in. You may not always play guitar, but when you do play guitar, you enjoy it, you get focused and zoned in on it. Yeah. That's always the case. Yeah. But there's your procrastinations, the mental blocks that come in the way will come in waves. So they'll be more like you'll be more interested in guitar because you're not doing anything else at the moment. Or you'll watch something and be inspired to do something else.
Yeah,
it just sounds funny to be like, yeah, the level at which I enjoy things just goes up and down.
It's not that. It's just it's that if I want to. If I want to start doing something or pick something up, I do have to kind of go 100% into it. Otherwise, like, either I won't get what I want out of it, or the stuff that I do make from it won't be any good.
We'll take the podcasts, for example, right? Yeah. You said if you don't listen to a podcast for a while and you go back to it, there's this weird obligation, completionist feeling of, if I want to enjoy listening to this podcast again, I've got to toggle on for 15 hours to catch up to the rest, and then I can start enjoying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that weird... It's not that you don't enjoy the podcast. It's that all that is procrastination, or it's probably called something... It's kind of procrastination, but it's probably called something else because you feel obligated to do a bunch of other stuff before you allow yourself to enjoy it. You're thinking like, oh, well, I've betrayed this by not listening to the previous 15, so I'll listen to the previous 15 begrudgingly. Yeah. And then I'll start enjoying it. It's that weird. You still enjoy it, but yeah, there's an obligation, there's a feeling that blocks you from doing it. And then if that grows, say you didn't watch it for 50 weeks, listen to 50 weeks, you're going to have to listen to those 50 before you...
That's the thing.
It's a seesaw thing.
It gets to a point where it's like, well, that's so much that it's unreasonable, so I don't have to anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and then either you won't bother doing it because it's too much, or you'll be like, I'm not going to listen to myself, to my procrastination, to my whatever. I'm just going to do it. So yeah, I think it's...
Yeah.
I think we're completely agreement. I think it's just a weird, difference in perspective on that issue.
Yeah. Well, I got like, I put an open mic in my diary for the 17th, I think it is. Just as a kind of like, well, you want to perform and do stuff, so that's the easiest way to start. And for music, it's way easier than doing stand-up. Like, much easier to find an outlet for that. And I started like doing some covers, and it was feeling all right. And then I started writing my own stuff. It was like, actually, this kind of feels much better. So I think I might use it to just kind of spur me on to do like original stuff. Maybe do a couple of covers just to fill in gaps and things like that, because I think it's helpful and healthy to learn kind of structure and technique and whatever from people who've already done stuff.
Yeah.
But there is definitely a void where I've kind of been missing that outlet.
Yeah.
I think it would definitely be more beneficial for me to be doing my own stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Even if it's just the art of doing it or the whatever of doing it.
Yeah,
there's also just
and it's
I've made progress.
Yeah, and it's like it's an open mic. Like, there's no pressure in that. Everyone's in the same boat and everything. But people haven't paid to see you. You're like, you can fuck up. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but
passions.
Passions. That story that I thought you were going to cover that didn't. I can't remember the exact details of it, but you remember that? Do you remember that guy that was building rockets in his back garden?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Did you read that?
Yes, I did.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I had it tagged, but on a different machine, so I didn't.
That's the one I saw the next day. I thought that was what you were going to cover.
Yeah, there was a famous guy. He was he was a famous flat earther.
Yeah,
and he wanted to build a rocket to go to high enough to prove that the Earth was flat.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% down with the logic.
No.
But he tried it, and most recently he did one that went up a little bit and then went straight into the ground. And it was just a big rocket that he held onto, I think, or strapped into, like Jackass.
Yeah.
Where Johnny Knoxville nearly died from doing that thing. But it went up and then went straight down.
Yeah, it was a steam-powered rocket that he built. He built in his back garden, and it fired him into the air. And now he's dead.
Yeah. To be fair, he was very open about how dangerous it was. So he didn't do anything wrong.
You can't criticize a guy. Like, I mean, if you go out as a hero.
Yeah. Going to prove all the non-believers.
I'm going to have the most interesting obituary of the day.
But I think a documentary crew was following him.
Oh, right.
During this thing.
Jesus.
So there's documentary film footage of this man's unfortunate rocket-fueled demise, which is pretty intense. But they were following him around. They said he was pointing at things, being like, "This is my first rocket. This will kill you. This is insane." Yeah. And he's very open about this. I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, this is all incredibly dangerous shit. Never try this. And then, he did one. And and for those interested, he had a parachute of some kind. So he'd fly up. I think he got very high.
Incredibly well. Was it a steam-powered parachute that he's made in his back garden as well?
I think it was, I forget numbers, but I think it was 1,800 feet.
Wow.
He got on one of his rockets and like parachuted down safely. So like, it worked. It's just,
I'd be hesitant to travel 1,800 feet like along in a vehicle on the road that I've made myself, let alone into the air.
Like I said, I'm pulling that number out of my head. I don't know how accurate that is, but I think that it was around that it was that you got up into the sky, and it's just like, that sounds pretty cool. But the thing with rocket ships, right, as Joe Rogan said in one of his specials, do you know who don't ride rockets? Rocket scientists.
Yeah.
Like, rocket scientists will get someone from the outskirts of society, some cowboy, to come in and you ride it, we're gonna hide behind this lead plate. I'm gonna sit in this bunker and watch you from afar. Fucking put figs in the wrist. So like, he did it all. He was a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Life and death.
Yeah.
So, I forgot about that one. It was tagged though.
Steve's collection of useless meanderings. Scum.
Antanas Mokas, former mayor of Bogota, Colombia, was a mathematician and philosopher with no political experience prior to his 2 terms in office. As such, his approaches to problem solving were somewhat outside the box. He regularly donned a cape during speeches and called himself super citizen. His greatest achievement, though, was reducing traffic fatalities by 50% when he employed 400 mimes and sent them out into the streets to hunt out drivers committing traffic violations and openly mock them.
Kind of like Chinese ducks. Send the army of ducks in to cure the locust problem.
Send the mimes.
Send in the clowns or the mimes.
Yeah. Well, the theory was that people weren't as bothered about paying fines because other people couldn't see that. Like, so there was no shame in paying a fine because it's quite private.
Right.
But being mocked openly in the street when you fuck up, like
the shame.
Yeah. Like, and it worked. Reduced traffic fatalities by 50%.
Fair enough.
Like, yeah.
If it works, it works.
Outside the box.
It's good to see that the miming community has evolved to into traffic.
Yeah.
To save the world.
Yeah.
Good
Whoever thought
citizen.
that mimes could be useful? Not me.
Did you see? I think it was in Finland. There was some. I mean, that feel as silly as that sounds. At least it works. There's proven. It works. It was effective in what it was doing. It was surreal. It was probably silly as a silly idea.
Like, what would any other government official do? They'd be like, "Oh well, we'll just make fines harsher."
Well, it's just. I think there was this one thing in Finland that they did to. I'm hearing this from a friend, and he phrased it as immigration rape. But I think it was more probably just a rape thing, where in order to encourage people to react effectively to being raped, so if somebody's coming to attack them, the government paid, again, I'm hearing this from a friend, 2.5 million euros to develop a dance and a song that you could sing and perform in order to repel sexual assault.
What?
And the dance went something. I've only said it once. I've got it on here, but I don't know if we'll get copy striked for it. It's stop, don't touch me there. This is my no square. And they go.
Oh, and like doing it so big and openly kind of gets everyone else.
I don't think so. I think this, don't touch me within this square.
Yeah.
Don't touch my mid.
But like, I mean, as in like, how is it preventative? Does it just call attention to yourself and
2.5 million euros? It must be effective.
Yeah,
I think it's just, and you know, I got this, we were talking about it, and people were like, "Why are people so stupid?" And it's just, I think in that one, it was just a social media stunt in order to appear like you're doing something when in fact you're doing nothing. Yeah, every victim of sexual assault knows that they don't want to be touched there. Yeah, that's kind of, they understand that, they know that. Telling the assaulter not to touch them where the assaulter wants to touch them isn't going to change anything. And if you do a dance and a song, I don't think it'll be that effective.
No.
Saying that, if you send out an army of mimes, you'll reduce traffic charges. So it's like that one. I'd rather spend €2.5 million on an army of mimes than on a rape dance choreographer.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like effectiveness. At least, and I'm just saying it because it felt so surreal. They're quite similar in surrealism, but that one was effective.
Yeah.
I can't see how this one would be effective. Doing the square dance, I don't think is gonna.
I think it's just shame. Shame is a very powerful motivator.
Yeah, just being called. And I've said that before. That's why being quite big and tall, not being aggressive, but looking and sounding like I could potentially be aggressive, I've used to my advantage to shame people in public, just because I'm stupid, so I don't mind getting into confrontations.
Yeah.
But that's purely because I'm stupid. So if somebody's acting out, like I think we were role playing, and I was in Asda. When I say we were role playing, we went to a live action role play event where I'm a gorilla, so I'm covered head to toe in fur and black paint.
Yeah.
With a shield and a sword in queue at Asda for cigarettes.
Yeah.
And the guy in front of me was like yelling abuse, like a guy in his 50s or something.
Yeah.
Was yelling at the cashier to hurry up. But he felt really secure in it. But he didn't realize there was a big gorilla behind him.
Yeah.
With a sword.
Yeah.
So I just yelled in my loud voice, and just that changes everything. People go from thinking they're in charge of something.
Yeah.
And that's all it is just like their ego has got a little bubble around them, and as soon as you remind them they're in public.
But it's also anger. If you get to a state of anger, it can close up. It gives you tunnel vision. It can close off the world around you.
Yeah, I punched a self-checkout thing multiple times because it kept on telling me to. I know it's a hacky joke, but put the items in the bagging area.
Yeah,
whatever it is, it's just it kept on telling me to do that.
I know.
As I was putting it in.
I know.
Yeah, it was just like I'm not in the mood for. I've got anger issues. I'm not in the mood for this right now. Just please stop. Can I turn off the voices? Please, can I turn off the voices? This is kept on. But yeah, shame. It's good for society. Good for society, bad for cars.
While there's much fun to be had with human genitals, other animals have evolved to put them to better use than reproduction and combating loneliness. Moths, for example, are able to vibrate their genitals with such ferocity that the sound acts as a signal jammer, enabling them to avoid incoming bats.
I don't know what. Does it operate as a signal jammer, or are the bats just like, what the fuck? Dave, their dicks are vibrating, mate. I don't know. I'm not hungry anymore. Yeah.
I suppose it disorients them.
Puts them off.
Yeah.
Which it works.
Yeah.
It works like a mime in a traffic jam.
Yeah.
A mime at a traffic light. Speed camera. A mime speed cam.
Yeah. It's impressive.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's one of those things that once it works, you keep going with it, I guess. Until it doesn't work and you just look like a fool in front of your friends.
Yeah. Bill's got this great trick. Right.
Yeah. He won't get eaten by a bat and he'll vibrate his cock. Okay.
Yeah. It started out as a bit of a party thing, and then everyone else died, and he realised, I'm not dead.
It's Dunkirk for moths. Just like in terms of films, like they haven't got many films, so they just watch Gary vibrate his dick in a field of bats.
Yeah. Speaking of genitals, snails being hermaphrodites have both sets. However, they still must mate with another snail, so to decide which one will be the male half of the act, they stab each other with a spike that ejects from their body. Whoever's spike stabs the deepest wins. The human-sized equivalent spike would be a 15-inch knife.
That's a ruler.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
It's
like,
a 15
it'll go through you.
So over a foot.
Yeah.
Probably about that.
Like that.
Yeah.
Just stabbed.
Oh yeah, you'd be fucked.
Yeah. I guess they're lying down though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Still wouldn't be great.
Yeah. But then I don't know what snails are like on the inside, organs and all of that. Like, are they
empty?
So apparently it goes in. They both still fuck with both their parts.
Yeah, but one generates the male side of it.
Yeah, so the spike that goes in injects hormones which suppress the other one's sperm.
Okay.
So while they both still fuck, only one snail's sperm is effective and the other one becomes the female.
Yeah.
Of the situation.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It feels a lot like a school sports day javelin event. It's not like a fight. It's not like a big thing. It's whoever can throw their spear the hardest.
Yeah.
Basically.
And it's fine, apparently. Like, they don't die.
They don't mind. Yeah.
Like the article said most of the time they're fine.
Yeah, most of the time they just have sex with a javelin in their face.
And if not, I mean, it's only a snail. No one's going to miss it. Yeah.
Apart from the guy fucking a dead snail.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's quite common for professional cyclists to unleash the contents of their bladder while on the go during a race, but to do so in front of spectators and cameras, however, will incur a fine.
I'm assuming a bottle, but maybe not.
No.
They just piss on their legs.
Just piss everywhere. Yeah. In their spandex.
I guess. Yeah. Sure.
Like, yeah. To do so in front of people is like indecent exposure or whatever.
There's a secret society of pissing cyclists.
It's just quite common, and they all like, oh, there's Jeff. He's having his, yeah. And
used as like a Mario Kart attack system.
Well, that's
go
the thing,
in front of somebody and just piss all over them.
Grim, right? Because I guess if you're going at quite a speed, the wind will catch it. Like it's difficult to get like a steady stream going down your leg. It probably will just kind of spray on behind you.
And their whole thing is being aerodynamics. It'll be like skin tight legs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be quite difficult to piss.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
And then it will all get soaked up by your legs. And
yeah.
Then just
but then
filter out.
Like, do you remember that thing a few years ago? Everyone lost their shit at that woman marathoner because she stopped halfway around and had a shit and then carried on. But it's like, dude, they're running for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
What do you think they do?
What did you want her to do?
Yeah.
Sometimes people shit. Everybody poops.
Well, it's particularly if you're doing like long distance running and stuff.
Yeah,
it's not just shit. It's like your body has to eject some of this acid and whatever the fuck else you're building up.
Yeah.
Like So yeah, what do you think they do?
Yeah, I mean, even in like Grand Prix and MotoGP, there was I forget. I didn't watch MotoGP, but when I was motorbiking, I think the guy at the time was, I think, Valentino Rossi.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the real name. That might be a brand name or something. But there was a MotoGP rider who was just ridiculously far ahead of everybody else all the time. I think it was Valentino Rossi. And he famously like stopped halfway through a race to go to the Portaloo and relieve himself. And obviously they're all in like one suit leather gear, so it took a while.
Yeah.
Got out and then went on to still win the race because he was just so far ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing in a race if you can stop, take a shit, get undressed, take a shit, and then just get back on and still be so far ahead that you win.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a kick in the... That's a bit of a slug spear in the face. Snail spear, my apologies.
Yeah. I imagine slugs do it as well, but I might be wrong about that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I imagine they're similar species. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But feels like they are.
There was a name for them. I can't remember what it was. It was specific.
Frank Burton.
Kind of species. Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Franks.
Hate crimes. Yeah. And finally, it's quite common when we go abroad for us to contact our mobile phone carriers to ensure that we won't incur any unforeseen roaming charges. Unfortunately, the Russian scientists who hooked a GPS tracker onto Min the eagle didn't account for the possibility. And when she migrated across the Iranian and Pakistani borders, she racked up so many roaming charges that the scientists had to turn to social media for donations to pay their phone bill.
Science! Yeah, I think that was a big thing about Brexit. Apparently that's a big problem.
Yeah.
Now there'll be more data roaming charges.
And what kind of plan would you like for your roaming charges? Like, eagle, please.
Yeah. It's fucking like just watching loads of Netflix from other people's stolen accounts as it's flying around. Yeah. You'd expect them to have their own thing.
You don't really think about that. It's not like this eagle's sponsored by O2 or something.
I don't think what's that space station in the sky? In space.
International
Space Station. I don't think it's got EE.
No.
Or Vodafone.
You assume it's like some kind of military, governmental something.
Got NASA phone, whatever.
Yeah.
Or Russian, I can't remember. I think the International Space Station is international, so I guess it could be anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you wouldn't expect them to be on a normal film plan. Their Netflix account isn't like, it's probably a government Netflix account.
We've lost the Eagle. Why? We ran out of credit.
It just fell. You didn't top it up and it just collided with the planet. Yeah. But yeah, I'm assuming it needed a phone for real reasons. I would expect they use a radio. Now maybe phones are radios.
It's GPS.
Yeah,
it's
which is radio signals.
I imagine mobile technology is probably the cheapest way to run GPS now.
Yeah, maybe. But I guess it depends on your credit and your monthly plan, your roaming charges. You've got to consider that when you're talking about a migratory animal. That it might go across borders.
Yeah,
and need to change different plans.
Yeah. What are the roaming charges of an eagle?
It's like you have to notify your bank when you go abroad, don't you? If your cards still work.
Because otherwise they'll be like, "Oh, your card's being used in wherever the fuck."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that's them openly admitting that they don't have control of your cards.
Yeah.
They're basically saying someone's impersonating your card.
Yeah.
Which they should be able to do in Spain.
Yeah.
Wherever. But then I had that PayPal thing where they bought a load of shoes.
Yeah, and I've had that on, like, someone bought a bunch of games with my account on eBay or something like that. That was a PayPal thing.
Mm. Yeah, I guess PayPal's the go-to.
Well, all your cards are stored on it. It's stupid when you think about it.
Only if you store them on there, yeah. But yeah, there's people who do. And then you can store just money on it.
Well, the thing I do it because I just don't care. But I probably should.
You do it because you don't care?
My card stuff's stored on there because I don't want to type it in every time I buy something off eBay.
Yeah. To be fair, I only don't do it because I got scammed once.
Yeah.
So it's like, just don't trust PayPal.
Yeah.
So I just use other forms. Mm. But yeah. Good week.
Yeah. Yeah. No, positive.
Wearing a suit. Yeah. I hate wearing suits so much.
Yeah, I quite like wearing a suit.
I think it's the same as socks. You know what I mean?
Well, you don't wear socks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because socks don't fit me.
Okay.
Like, I think it's just...
Buy bigger socks.
I have.
Okay.
And they still don't fit me.
All right.
It's just... I've just got weird... My feet are quite wide as well. Because I'm tall. Tall people have wider feet to keep them balanced, something like that.
Yeah.
To the point when I was 16, I was a size 17 shoe.
Yeah.
But that was more because my shoes were wide and my feet were wide and went long. Now I'm like, no, I'm only like a 13 or a 14 or something. Mm. But so stuff just doesn't quite fit me. I went into Tesco on the way here to grab a drink and they started laughing at me. And as I was walking in, I was like, I feel a lot like, Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Just like I'm a 32-year-old man wearing my school uniform. Just like shirt out, tie done badly. Just like, could I have a sandwich, please? It's just something that I don't feel comfortable in. I've done jobs with it. I don't mind this setup as much. Yeah. Shirt and trousers. I don't mind.
I wouldn't like to wear one every day, I don't think. But I do like it on special occasions. Yeah. I definitely feel that sort of power, I guess.
Yeah. But it's just, I think if I got suits done properly, it would be a different story.
Yeah.
Just because, if I put my blazer on, the arms come up to there.
Right.
If I put my arms out. The same with all shirts. I've got what do they call them, gorilla arms, where it's my wingspan is longer than my height. Is like a thing. So when I wear shirts, I can't extend. So I have to be very rigid. I'm just not like that. So. No. If I got them tailor-made, I think it would be different. But if I got the special ones that fit me, if I got suits that fit me, I'd probably feel differently.
Yeah.
But just no. Just no. Yeah. So good week.
Yeah.
Legal recourse
aside. Yeah.
Maybe. Right now I'm feeling like the cease and desist segment was a little strong. We'll see how it turns out.
Don't think it was strong enough.
No.
I mean, it was strong content-wise.
I think it was strong enough insulting wise. It's just funny because we don't know Frank Burton that well. That's what it is. I'd happily say all those things about you. Yeah. But and like Frank Burton seems like, you know, same wavelength. Yeah. Got the same sense of humor. You know, he does insults to us. So it all feels all good and dandy. Yeah. But there's part of me that just with great power comes great responsibility. You know, it's I just feel like my version of the Happy Birthday song is very different to other people's version of the Happy Birthday song. Just like when I say the classic example, we were at uni and you broke up with your girlfriend and I asked you, do you mind if I hate her for a bit? Oh, yes. And you were like, yeah, sure. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah. And then like, yeah, I just posted. I can't even remember it that well.
Something about a couch.
Yeah, shit-stained couch. So there's like 15 posts on her Facebook wall. Yeah. At the time that were just my type of insults. Yeah. I was just like, I'm just gonna throw this at you, and I was 19, so it was like, oh, young and just idiotic, and Facebook wasn't that big.
To be fair, you didn't post on her wall. I didn't like send
did I post it on yours?
Yeah, I had like statuses up or something like that, and she'd commented on my status, and you went after her in there, I think.
Okay, so it was a comment war.
Yeah, something like that. And then
yeah. So you were just like, yeah, what's the worst could happen? And then I think she got quite upset by that. Yeah, quite rightly so. I didn't justify.
I don't care now.
Throw a brick through the window, I don't mind. Yeah, it's all fine. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't think many people are open to my level of hatred. So I just be like, and hatred. I want to stress this again. Yeah, hatred to me is a positive.
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think it's anybody who has the ability to have a sense of humor about themselves will be fine.
Yeah. And I think he is fine. There's part of me that feels like, let's see. Yeah. I feel like I went a bit over. Yeah. We'll see how it comes out. It might be fine. But yeah, we just don't know him that well. So yeah. But yeah, fun episode, fun week. Yeah. Fun, all good. So yeah, I'm at Nick Snip.
I'm at Sing It Steve.
We're at Pulling Teeth Pod on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pulling Teeth Podcast, and you can find us on the website pullingteethpodcast.com.
Yeah, and the email wisdom@pullingteethpodcast.com as well.
Yeah, send us emails.
Yeah, interact. It's all fun. We're going to do it anyway. Yeah, I haven't said that in a while. Yeah. But yeah, maybe try and push again for a promotion drive. Yeah. We hit 50 subscribers.
Sick.
Big win, big round number.
That's good.
Yeah. 1 year, 50 subscribers. On average, a subscriber a week. Yeah. That's fine. That's all cool. Push a little bit more maybe, but I don't really care. So
no. Like I said, we're doing it anyway. Yeah. We recorded for 3 months without even putting it out.
Yeah, and it's a case of if we don't record in a week, I do feel agitated. Yeah. To the point where I was going to start my own show anyway. Just for that week. Yeah. Start doing the background. But yeah, so it's just, we can do it anyway, but it feels like it'd be more enjoyable the more people involved. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, always. Cool.
All right. So yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.